obviously you've been in so many classic franchises, Star Wars, you were even in Superman,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. And I mean, obviously on my channel, we're very much in love with The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So how did that conversation with Peter Jackson come about?
Christmas time, 98. 1998, right? What happened, I went to Creature Workshop.
Creature Workshops, where they create a lot of these
Yeah,
animatronics.
exactly.
And
It's the Muppet people. John Stevenson, who was running the workshop, went, Kiran, you are being headhunted. And I went, who by? He goes, a guy called Peter Jackson. I went, who's Peter Jackson? I didn't know anything about him. And he wants you for a movie. And I went, what's the movie? And he goes, Lord of the Rings. And I went, really? Lord of the Rings? That will be brilliant. Okay, what movie has he done? Can I see something? And he put the Brain Dead.
oh, Brain Dead, yeah. Crazy movie.
Crazy movie. And I saw that movie, turned around to someone and I went, no, he can't direct that movie. He won't be able to direct that movie. And he had to convince me, and he convinced me. And he said, look, I'm going to give you his email. Okay, Peter is coming into London and he wants to see you. Go into the meeting. Peter was like lying down on the couch like that, literally with leg of the front, folded leg, and sitting like in that pose on another couch. And I went in and saw them, and I went there really relaxed and like that. And I said, no, Peter went, sit down here. And he moved up, he sat up, and I went, okay, right, what do you want? Did you talk about? And he went, look, I'm making this movie. I'm going to be using normal height actors to play the Hobbit. And I went, oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I'm hoping that...
Did you maybe hope, like, I got a lead role here?
Or one of the Hobbit. Yeah. And I went, okay, right, fine. Like, the conversation going. And he goes, what I want you to do, I would like you to be my Frodo's scale stunt double. And I went, okay, what do you want me to do in scale? And he goes, you are not a body double. You are an acting scale double for Frodo.
So you're getting screen time for sure, and like you're actually going to be doing certain scenes alongside people like Gandalf, etc.
Yeah, etc. Elijah has created this character. Now I'm trying to become that character.
He creates a character, you replicate that.
Yeah, and that was the idea. And I went, Peter, I'll be happy if I get the 40 to 50%.
Right.
Right? I can't promise you 100% at all. 70, brilliant. But 40, 50, I'll be happy. If you're going to be happy with that, then we can go on. And he went, okay. Right, like, okay. And then he clicked in properly, and I went 4 years in New Zealand. That means people will forget me. If I'm going to be away for 4 years.
It felt risky to go away for 4 years, be out of the industry.
Yeah, like, over here.
Because you weren't aware that it was going to be an absolute blockbusting smash at the time?
No, we didn't. None of us had an idea that it was going to be that big that it became. I was in 2 minds. Barry sort of gave me a call and said, look, you don't need to say yes or no now. Can you come and do the test for us in New Zealand for 2 weeks? And if you like it, you can say yes. If not, you can walk away from us, right? And I was like thinking about it, and my brother went, just go, Kiran. You don't know what's going to happen. Just go. And I went, are you serious? And he goes, yeah, take a risk. If you don't take a risk, you're going to regret it. Go for it. And go. He encouraged me to, literally do that. And I went for it. And instead of 2 weeks, it turned into 4 weeks. What happened was Sean Allen was another actor who helped me with my scale double later on. But what happened was I got introduced to Sean Allen. And Sean Allen went, okay, you are going to replicate all my moves and everything we do, because we are going to the way I walk, and you are going to try to pick that up. We are going to do it slowly because all the time, and we did it slowly, and then started moving and moving, and suddenly it clicked at one point within a couple of days rather than weeks, and I started walking like him, and honestly when he was going to fold his arms and all that, because we started doing that with our sport moves and all that, and we started doing that, and one day what happened was around lunchtime there was a knock on our door where we were doing all this, and Alan walked to the door, and I walked beside him like him. He opened the door and I mimed it, and Peter was not looking at us. Peter and Richard were looking at us, and they were like, oh, and Alan did that, and I went with him straight off and started doing that, and they were looking at both of them, and they went, wow, you look like what you're doing and all that.
So you got better than 50% then?
Better than we have moved a couple of notches up, put it that way, and it was working. The Hobbit feet, I had to try and get used to them and see how they're going to work and all that. And that all worked. Started slowly coming together. And go for 4 weeks we did test, and then we'll go out away into with our workshop in that little room and do something, or we would go on the sea, on the sand and the rocks with our Hobbit feet and see how it feels to walk and all that. All that, something that can prick you or whatever.
Yeah.
And we tried that and working, and Peter was happy, and they looked after me really well, and I loved it. And
you were having a good time.
Yeah, certainly, and I went, yes, I'm coming.
Awesome.
So end of August, I think, no, July, I think, came back to London. And then the phone call comes in from Barry, and they go, okay, you are in. We want you to go to a team in Camden Town, or near Camden Town, and start training every day. If you got some work, take it. But otherwise, go for training. Be a good trainer there for you. Go, all that happened, and that's how I got into Lord of the Rings.
That's amazing. Honestly, it's just like you've answered so many questions that I've had in my head for literally 20 years. Like I'm just like, how did this come about? It's incredible. During that last little segment, you were talking about this and like matching the body movements and stuff. I also invited you here today. We kind of came across each other on Instagram.
Yeah.
And you were interested in the model making.
Yep.
And you wanted to give it a try.
I will, definitely.
And in regards to the model that we're going to do today, I really wanted to lean into your time on The Lord of the Rings as a scale model. And there's this very, very famous image of you and Elijah Wood standing together beside each other. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yes.
And it's just at the scene just before Gandalf comes into the Shire, and Gandalf, you're lit. And he's like, a wizard is never lit, etc.
Yeah.
So it's that exact scene.
Yeah.
But I think maybe here we should like pause the interview a little bit, get set up for some crafting, and as we can craft, we can also chat about that scene. And you said that you had some interesting details about that you want to share with us.
Yeah.
So I have gone ahead and I have modelled these hobbits. Would you like to have a closer look?
Yeah. They're brilliant. I mean, wow, this is nice. How did you make them?
Okay, so this was made in a program that it's actually free to use for anybody. It's on the internet. It's called Hero Forge. And it's basically got blanks of 3D models.
Yeah.
You can manipulate the limbs into any position you want. You can make them do like explosive poses. You can give them pointy ears. You can change the hairstyle. You can change the facial features. So you can basically make it look whatever way you want. And I spent the time really studying the image of you and Frodo together to try and get that fold of the arms right, and to try and get the pose of you standing together, because I feel like that kind of captures your experience on the set of doing that. And what I'd like to do is to take these, we're going to create a base for them, and I'm basically going to get you to do most of the work, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's correct. How long did it take you to make this?
Actually, quite a bit of time. No, it's because you're talking about micro movements just to get it right. And actually, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it physically, it's like, no, your hand's not quite there. It's not there. The foot has to be there. It has to be matching
exactly.
absolutely perfectly. So yeah, it's, you know, maybe a day or two to really get it just as I wanted it.
Because you had to go through the thought process that I went through.
I mean, I don't know. I think you probably are far better at doing it than me. Like, but yes,
I still can't do it. I mean, what happened was with Frodo, I don't know how Elijah did it, but it was like going into that something crap.
Oh yeah, like his arms were folded a bit strangely.
Yeah, strangely, and in reality, we just did that, but Elijah did something different, and I'm trying to, and in the end, it was like, yeah, I'll be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
Without being completely accurate with it.
Yeah, very cool. And see, with these models, so I mean, all I've done then is, I mean, you've heard about 3D printing.
Yeah.
I know in the industry that you work in, there's a lot of 3D printing going on now. So they've actually scaled these machines down for hobbyists like myself. You know, we can have pretty amazing 3D printers.
Wow.
And I usually would have them in the studio, but they're currently in the kitchen because we needed a bit more room today. So 3D printed them off, did a little bit of painting on them, and I mean, they've even got little hairy
legs,
little hairy hobbit feet as well.
Yeah.
So, and the hairy hobbit feet is basically just a bit of string painted and then just stuck on there. But
I mean, do you know, when you do that little hair, do you do them one by one? Or
no, it's more, I kind of used some wool, and you kind of pull it out like this, and then I kind of dry brush it with a little bit of brown paint, get it to the right sort of consistency, and then a little bit of super glue, and you just stick it on.
You know what? On the movie, there were people, all they did was punch the hair into one by one.
Or guys who were like doing one loop at a time of chainmail.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've spent the last 20 years watching this behind the scenes footage, and like this is where my fascination with your role in the whole thing has come into play, is because you feature quite a lot in the behind the scenes footage of the Lord of the Rings, and we're going to get more into that. But I wonder if we should get to model. Yeah. So this is called PIR foam, and that you might have used that maybe before in film sets.
Yeah, we use them on film sets to make walls or even props.
Yeah. So I mean, just for any of the viewers who don't know what PIR foam is, like it's basically the roof insulation foam. It's the silver. Now, I also use XPS foam, these models. I use a pink underfloor insulation foam that was more for more detailed kind of models.
Yeah.
We're making a very basic piece of terrain here today. So, yeah, that's what we've got.
Okay, what's about that? Because everything that you've done.
The detail.
You have painted, the details. They have been painted?
Yeah, so this was originally a sheet of XPS foam, which was 10 centimeters thick. You then can actually make the marks in the foam. So all of the bricks have actually been scored in by hand.
Yeah.
Then again, we do the sealing process, which I'm going to show you in a second. And then, everything's been painted by hand, dry brushing.
Wow.
And I mean, I can send you some videos if you're interested in watching.
I am. Okay. It would be brilliant.
Now, I mentioned the word sealing the foam there. That's the first step that we're going to do, and we're going to need some magic glue, and it's actually on the shelf down there beside you. If you don't mind pulling out, there's a little white pot.
Is that the one?
That's the one. That's exactly it. This is called Mod Podge. This is what we need. And, you know, I'm going to be as hands-off as I possibly can be because you've expressed an interest in having a go yourself. So I'm going to put this closer towards you.
Can I have an apron?
Do you need an apron?
No.
Are you sure? Okay, I mean, I'd be more than happy to get you one.
No.
We're going to go for a dark brown base coat because we're going to do that scene where you're jumping, where you're standing here. You can imagine that Gandalf comes here in the cart, This is the edge of the hill, and I know it's all grassy, and there's some white flowers. But we're going to need to mix these two products together. So that's the first part of the build. If I can give you that and that, you can give a big squeeze of brown paint into that tub. And I'd say that's plenty, yeah. And then I'd say we'll go with an equal or slightly more portion of the Mod Podge glue. So again, just pour some of that into the tub.
Just pour straight in?
Yeah, just pour it straight in. And actually, don't worry about any mess on the table. We're going to be good. Yeah, keep going for a little bit. And I'd say, yep, that'll do really, really well. And then we just, mix that all up and we'll be ready to rock. And while you're mixing that, I'm going to ask you about that scene that we're making. So you were saying something to me earlier about the fact that whenever you were doing that scene, Peter Jackson was actually reluctant for you to jump onto the cart. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Your fans, your members, they would have read the book and they would have noticed the difference where Frodo jumped. Because in the book, he is jumping on the back of the cart.
He jumps on the back of the cart and not into Gandalf's arms?
No, he hugs him from the back. Put it that way, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because what happened was, I was prepared for that. And I rang the stunt coordinator, asking him that could I have a safety guy and about 1, 2, 3, 4 mats. And on the day, Bomber was like putting the mats on the cart floor and then on all the sides. So I could take a run and get into the car. Now Peter was watching and really kind of thinking, what's happening here? Why is they putting mats? Peter, I'm going to jump in the back of the car. And he goes, no, you're not. And I went, but in the book. We are following the book, right? And is that right?
Yeah, that's perfect. And I mean, you could carry on telling me the story, but the only thing to do with this paint, and I'll get some as well, and I'll just demonstrate, is let's just get it painted. So you can carry on telling me your story while we paint this through.
And he went, okay. Peter went out, translated. I don't want you to do the stunt. It's not going to be a stunt for you. And I went, but that's why I'm here, aren't you, Peter? And he goes, yeah, but you're not going to do the stunts that can hurt you. And I went, but Peter, this is my stunt. I want to do that. And then he turned around and he went, look, Kiran, I can lose an actor or a lead actor in my movie. If they break their leg, I can replace them very quickly, many of my actors. But where the hell am I going to find somebody like you on this movie? I can't take the risk.
It's so unique. Yeah, I mean, I can understand his trepidation letting you do it,
Right, and he went, and I don't want you to break your leg. Go, you are going to jump in the front. And I decided, okay, because I had to respect the guy, Peter, for his thing for me.
Yeah.
But then what happened was when we went when I did the jump in the front, I made it look like a stunt.
Yeah.
Rather than just stepping on. And Peter went, you're not going to give up, are you, Kiran? And I went, no. I will still make it into a stunt for myself if it can be done. And he was laughing his head off and he let me do that, but not at the back of the car at all.
Okay, so that's where the difference to the book came from then. It's so interesting because, sometimes when people watch the movies and they go like, I wonder why they changed that detail from the book to this to that. That's so curious. That's really amazing.
Yeah, God, that was the reason for it.
You had different props and stuff on the set where you had you were playing with perspective. So there was, if Elijah Wood was in the shot, he'd be sitting like a meter behind Gandalf or something like that. Yeah. So the cart that you jumped into was a full-size cart that wasn't like that. But then they had another cart on standby for when Elijah Wood was in the car. Is that right?
Yeah, that was right because it's called false perspective.
Yeah, false perspective. Yeah.
And but the idea is that you, on a set you will break, and the camera angle would become that set. Correct, the break would be 47 point something.
Yep.
You know, in that. So when you film it, when you're filming, it's that. When you watch it on the screen, it becomes like that.
The actual jump is kind of filmed from the perspective of slightly behind you, and you jump out that way. So that shot that's in the movies, that's literally you leaping across, right?
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
wow.
I mean, and then go straight into the hug. I can hide my face. That was the idea.
We'll put this out in the sun, get it dried, and then we'll be straight back to do the next step, which hopefully is just as easy. These questions are coming directly from my Patreon members. And first, I'm going to touch base with a question from Sam, and his tag on the channel is Samwise the Brave.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice name.
And he wants to come in and he said, what skills did you have to learn, if any of those, for the Lord of the Rings movies that you didn't have prior to working on the films?
Basically, my background is mime, mask, and movement. And basically, that's what I was doing on Lord of the Rings as well.
Yeah.
It's like, well, not exactly mime. Yeah, mime in a sense that mimicking.
Yeah.
All 5 Hobbits, their characters, their movements, their body language, which is what I've done all my life.
So
basically.
you were well prepared, really?
Yeah.
Now, in the behind-the-scenes footage, which I've watched hundreds and hundreds of times, there's a wonderful section where you are fighting with swords and you're jumping onto crash mats. So you already knew how to do that? Had you done the sword fighting before as well?
Yeah, I mean, to become a stuntman, you need 6 qualifications, it could be anything, horse riding and acrobats or cycling and all. There are kind of 70, 80 at least, from martial arts and everything. I had 1 qualification, and that was yellow belt in judo in school.
Okay, yellow belt in judo?
Yeah.
Amazing. Do you know, I do a bit of jiu-jitsu myself, and I've also done some judo as well.
Really? Because what happened with me was I was lucky to get a yellow belt because I'm fighting a very new guy.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was dodge him, get under his feet, and grip him, and get on him. Because I can't pick up a big, hefty person and throw them or anything. And I got my yellow belt that way. And now the people I'm working with, they knew exactly what I was going to do to get my belts.
Yeah.
They never let me do that.
Right.
I never moved from yellow to anything else. When Bob asked me to become a stuntman, he asked me if I knew my breakfalls and all that.
Breakfalls, which you would learn in judo. For instance,
yeah,
slamming the mat and
yeah,
slapping the floor and kind of protecting your body so that you don't hurt your neck, etc.
Exactly. So I told him that. And I told him that we are going to move away from yellow belt because of my height and because I can't fight with tall, hefty people. Basically, they are going to pick me up and go boom, and I'm running backwards somewhere else. Right, that was it. But what happened was that everything I learned from the stunt people, fencing, from Bob, Denny Paul, or late Denny Paul. Vic Armstrong taught me how to do high falls. Paul Weston taught me how to work on wires. Tony Smart taught me how to ride horses. Angelo Rugas from Rome, when I was working on Baron Munchausen. He taught me how to use the mini tram and plus how to worked with the horses. Then Ricardo and Jesus from Spain, and they taught me that you don't pull the rein, you know, the rein. You are not going to do it like to the horse.
Yeah.
Just pull, and put on their neck, little bit, but don't hurt them.
Yeah, you
And
don't
then
have to really tug it.
Yeah, absolutely. And go, you know, I learned everything. I can't swim.
So that's maybe where you have a limit to certain stunts that you can and can't
No.
do then?
Because
You still go for it?
Yeah, what happened was in Kendallsville, one of the stunts for the girl I was standing in for, had to fall in the pond.
Yeah.
Big, quite a big pond. And Bob went, we'll let you give you wetsuit because we don't want you to, you know, go down completely. And I didn't know anything about wetsuit that much. And I went in the water and I came up and I went, I'm floating. Brilliant. And that gave me an idea that if I can do this in a pond, think about that high.
You can do anything.
Yeah, or that deep, right. Yeah, I can do anything. And go, I never told any stunt coordinators or stuntmen up till last 4 years. I started telling people that I can't swim, I can't float. And that was the way I did. I mean, I did Titanic and I was in the water.
You were in Titanic, so you were doing
Stunts for the kids.
The children.
Oh, a lot of kids. I was basically I played so many different kids on Titanic. One is that Leonardo picked up that little.
Yes.
Yeah. They started with the little kid. Did the close up of little kid, and then it was like Cameron going right, get in there, and we did that, and then we got taken off by the water. I did the tip tanks. I did a lot of tip tanks on Titanic.
I'm going to take you to Chris, and like this is quite a deep question. The Lord of the Rings trilogy has had a profound cultural impact and continues to resonate with audiences more than 2 decades later. Has the scale of the legacy of that achievement fully sunk in for you, and how do you reflect on being part of something so enduring and massive basically in our culture?
Well, when I read the books, by the time I was 6-year-old in Kenya, my dream was to become a 6-7-year-old, and my dream was to, you know, work in the movies. I used to make people laugh by taking mannerisms and making it bigger of my uncles and make people laugh and go, you know, that gave me an idea that what I wanted to do. Go, the whole thing about when I was 13, when I read the books, and it was like, wow, they are interesting, things will be good. And when I went into the movies and started learning, like with Dark Crystal and stuff like that, and I went, one day, someone should make the, you know, book turned into Lord of the Rings, turned into a movie. And when that happened, it was like very exciting time. And it was like, wow, we've got something happening here. Like I said before, I thought Peter might not be able to do it, but he proved it, he did it. And it was a big success. And that success really gives me confidence, and you go, yes, you know, if I can do that, I can keep on, you know, doing even better and better in different movies.
And like, and they basically like couldn't have done it without you, and that's why Peter didn't want you to make that jump.
Yeah,
It's
basically,
like you were so integral to the whole thing.
yeah, basically, he would have lost somebody who can do something for him really well. Because what happened was when we were in pre-production, and I was teaching skill double how to do the role and kneeling role as well. And this happened on kneeling role. One of the guys from India landed on his head. I don't know how. It shouldn't have happened, but it did happen. And he started throwing up all evening. Had to take him to A&E in New Zealand, in Wellington, in the hospital. And next day, when I turned up on set and I told Peter that, look, I can't afford to lose my people. They can't do stunts. Now, we got to limit the stunts with them. Because if this happens, then, we'll lose them. And Barry was there, who when Peter left our meeting about this, they came out of the meeting after a couple of hours and they came to me and said, okay, we got a bad and good news. The bad news is we are going to do all 5
Of the Hobbits,
Hobbits
stunts.
stunts and scale as well now, right? And good news is you are going to be leading the scenes.
Wow.
Go whoever was leading the scene, maybe Frodo, maybe Sam, maybe Merry, Pippin, Bilbo. Oh, you are going to do all 5. You are going to study all 5 now. And I'm going, that means more work. That means I'm going to be busy. That means I need more money.
Yeah, of course.
Right, and Barry went, okay, I'll see how much more I can give you. He made it, but
Great.
good.
Well, I mean, at least you're like looking out for your interests, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I did all 5 of them.
Amazing.
And the irony is, towards the end of the last movie, I broke my back coming off the
This
horse.
is one of the questions, and this is from Michael, and he says, did you sustain many injuries on the sets while you were working on the movies?
Yeah, I have broken bones. I've broken my foot, or a couple of foot, broken my hand, dislocated my shoulders, cheek bone. Amanda, who was her stunt double, riding double for Miranda, and I for Mary at this point, because it was going to be quite a big thing. And so it was like we started rehearsing from in a small paddock and all that, and we going everything where Amanda broke the reins. Mary had to pick up the reins. Mary hasn't ridden a horse, so he's all over the place with the reins. He's not
Doing it properly.
properly. So we had to retrain the horse that it's going to happen. And then that character goes with a sword, Amanda's, right? And that happens, and Mary's doing that. So we were rehearsing that. And then we went into big paddock, and there were a few loose horses at the other end, and my horse saw that. And when we did, he bolted that way. He wanted to play, we had to stop. I couldn't stop him. He was too tough, and I couldn't pull him. Because Amanda went, drop the reins, get the mane, hold the mane really tightly because you don't go anywhere, and stopped him. We did another run, same thing, another run, same thing. And Amanda went, call it, and I went, we can do one more.
A bridge too far?
Yeah, a bridge too far. And we did it, stopped the horse, and he was like, yeah, relax. He went like that on the 2 legs, went down and straight into, a gallop. And I came off the horse. And Amanda, the stunt double, trying to grab me. She came off on the other side. I came off on this side. Tried to kick off the horse, but the horse was gone. But the kick didn't work. I landed on my stomach, and my back was still on that. And fractured my back.
Wow. Amy Root. And you actually mentioned Dark Crystal a little bit earlier on, and her question is, Dark Crystal is one of my favourite movies of all time. It influenced me to get into puppetry. I was wondering if Kiran can speak on what the circumstances were in the filming of Dark Crystal in full-body puppetry stunts were necessary in place of the puppets. What that experience was like, and how full-body puppetry or creature work has evolved since the 80s in his experience with sci-fi and fantasy genres today.
Well, when we did Dark Crystal, remember most of the anatomics was pull and push with the wires. Because you need 5 puppeteers doing that, with the main puppeteer approaching operating that hand, mouth, and that hand, and another property operating the other hand. So there would be two of them there, and about five underneath them, pulling and pushing something. At the same time, they started changing the technology with controls. So it can be done. Because that was happening if you go into labyrinth, then it was mostly with that.
Were you in Labyrinth as well?
I missed it because at that time I used to be entertainer with Simon Drake
Okay.
as well. So what happened was we used to do gigs, but it was far in between, and I could still do my movies. We had a tour with Julian Lennon to go to America, so I went on that tour instead of Labyrinth. And I had to tell him and him, okay, because you are going to leave me for Labyrinth on my own. And I went, yep.
Awesome. Awesome. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed hearing those answers from Kiran on your questions. I think we're going to check in on how our model is drying, and then we're going to carry on. How about that?
Yep.
Great.
That's fine.
Kiran, we are back ready to model. That's been out in the sun, and as you can see, it's nice and dry.
Dry, yeah.
We have some scenic glue, and we are going to be...
Is that different to that? Yeah.
It is a bit different. Now, you could ask me what is the difference, and I would say I haven't got a clue. But I use different kinds of glues for different things. Certain things dry quicker, different drying times. The Mod Podge is more specifically for sealing the terrain. This is for sticking on some grass, and we've got some base-ready materials here as well. And it's pretty straightforward, and I've just destroyed a brush, but that's okay.
What's in that material? I mean, it
this
like
is
pebbles and stuff.
Yeah, it's basically a base-ready material, and whenever it comes to the time, I'm going to get you to put your hand in here. It's got sand, it's got gravel, it's got a little bit of...
And it's a real thing, right?
Well, some of those are stones. It's not real grass, though. It's it is the static flocking grass. Now, so we're going to try and, within the time that we've got, make it look as natural as possible. So on these edges here, we're going to go for a bit of that. On the top where the two Frodos are standing, it's going to be just more grassy, and then we're going to do the flowers as well. So, and there's no rhyme or reason to this. It's literally, I'm going to do this side, I'll show you, and you can just get it on there, all over this model. And while...
you mean everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, like, once it starts getting a bit drippy, we'll start to just blend it on with the brush. We're definitely gonna...
Give me the brush.
Yeah, don't worry. And like, that's why I put the cardboard down, is so that we can do this part sloppy and just get it on the model, and then we can get the basic material on. One thing I know about you is you're not just an actor, you're actually a very creative guy, and you are a poet, I hear.
Yes.
And, I actually went and looked into it, and I researched some of your poetry. So the poem is belief.
Yeah.
So it's, if one does not believe, there is no hope. If there is no hope, there is no dream. If there is no dream, there is no goal. If there is no goal, then life has no meaning. So I want you to tell me a little bit about that poem, the sort of philosophy you have behind your poetry.
People can dream, people can do anything they want, providing they know exactly where their goal is going to be. Recite the first line and we'll go from there.
If one has no belief?
Yeah, people have to have belief, people have to believe in themselves, people have to believe in what's going on around you.
If one does not have belief, then there is no hope.
Yeah, because without belief you have got nothing. No hope, no idea what's going to go on and all
You
that.
become a bit aimless.
Aimless, yeah.
And without hope, there is no dream. So that's the important part.
Yeah,
really,
because people got to have a dream. You got to have a hope. You got to have a hope to aspire to something else or be something else or whatever you want to
basically
do.
exactly how you kind of lived your life getting into the movie industry. Like, you had this thing that you wanted to do.
There are no dreams. You need dreams, because the dreams is the thing that's going to give you what you want to do in your life, what you want to become.
I can really relate to that because, I mean, like even this today, it is in some part that for me. This is kind of like a little hope and a little dream that's kind of become a reality. And like, yeah, I completely resonate with that whole philosophy you've got there.
It has to be. I mean, like you had that idea that you wanted to be on have your own channel.
Yeah.
For YouTube, and you dreamed about it. So that gave you hope.
Yeah.
And that can give you dream again. And that dream can make it happen. And you're doing it, and you've done well. So, that's the whole idea. That if people can do that, then there will be a lot of happiness on the planet.
Yeah. But the thing is that, like, as you're aware, you can't just sit back on your laurels and wait for it to happen.
No.
And you got to go and make those dreams happen, right?
Yeah, you have to work for it.
Now we need some grass. So you said that whenever I mentioned that we were going to do some flocking, you said that you'd seen the flocking process in the props department many times.
Not only in props, even when you're playing creatures, that's going
on
to
the
be
clothing,
on the clothing, or even in your own arm, straight.
Oh, really? They put the glue on you and then they're flocking onto you?
Yeah.
And do they use a static grass applicator?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
something that looks
like that.
A little bit like that?
Yeah.
So I have a very professional container that just says grass.
Yeah.
As you can see.
You are prepared.
And yeah, we're just going to put a bunch of static grass into the applicator. You're going to do the application.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get it prepared for you. And I mean, there's a possibility that this stuff's going to fly around. Maybe it's going to be in the camera shots and stuff, but that's what we're here for today, and we're just going to go for it, okay?
Yeah.
This part, you want to touch to roughly the area that you're going to be flocking, okay? So let's start on the top. We want to flock this area out really, really nicely. So you hold that onto the terrain, touch the terrain, and then with this hand, turn it on, and then up about this height, and you're going to kind of, well, actually, probably don't tip it like that, because it's going to really come out.
Yeah.
Just gently to the side until you feel like it's starting to do what you want it to do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow.
And you're ready to go. There you go. Yep, I can see the grass shooting onto that straight away. And then maybe touch over here. So yeah, so you've had like them actually flocking directly onto your body to make you almost like a fuzzy...
Yeah, a fuzzy thing.
So this is called a sealant spray, and it's more of a wet glue. It's got a bit of an alcohol solvent in it, so it'll evaporate quickly, and we're just going to really get this top section covered in grass. Is it on? No, it's not. Let's do that. So yeah, if you go to town on the top of the model, that would be great. Yeah, go for it. And you can actually shake it this way as well. Yeah. So now I can see it really shooting out. Yeah, now we're talking. This is brilliant. Yeah, now it's getting real super green.
Oh, that's
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
So I'm going to do it as we go. Now I'm going to, just so that we're making sure to get the model from both angles, now I'm going to switch this around so you can just get a little bit over on this side. I'll spray over here and then we'll turn it around again. Final step. So if this dries up in the next 10 minutes, we will be on to basically basing up our models, adding some flowers, and I've also got a little surprise for you for the front of this. In the Lord of the Rings, you had to wear a lot of heavy armor. And the way they made these props on the sets was real armor.
Real armor, they were heavy.
Yeah.
They were heavy.
So, and you were having to learn how to like run in this stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe you can go into a little bit about that for us. And actually, specifically, I'm really fascinated by when Sam and Frodo go into Mordor and they dress up as orcs and they kind of, get into a fight in, you know that scene?
Yeah. They would weigh you down.
Yeah.
And plus you are carrying your sword
The sword as well.
Yeah, well,
Were they heavy as well? The swords, were they? Because they're
no, those ones were okay. They were not that heavy.
okay.
Yeah, they were fine, but armor was really heavy. But when we went into Narnia,
Yeah.
yeah, again, better workshop make the armor. But this time, it was kind of a plasticky rings.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, but they
So
were
it was a lot
light.
lighter,
A lot
and you can
lighter.
move a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, I played quite a few different dwarfs, apart from Guinness in the background of the battle of the, in the battle with the other side, and not with the witch side.
Yeah.
And those, yeah, they were really light and easy to walk and run.
So you kind of preferred the armor working on the set of Narnia to the armor on the set of The Lord of the Rings, just
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it was easier to wear?
It's easier to wear, and it's more flexible for you to move and do all that.
Well, I mean, I've gone and done is I actually commissioned a gift for you by a very talented friend of mine who builds replicas of things from movies and fandom. So yeah, I'm going to give you that now, which is a piece of armor from The Lord of the Rings.
Wow,
So this is for you,
thank you.
and this is made by my friend Matt at the Dragon Workshop. And this is basically a thank you for coming and spending time with us today.
Wow.
It's an absolute pleasure. It's actually an honor to have you here in this workshop. You know, so yeah, would this be about the size of the helmet that you wore? Because I know that the inside might not be the same. Do you know what I'm going to have to do?
It will be fun. It's going to be a my
No,
specs.
that's fine. I'm going to have to take a photograph of this, and I don't mind that it's happening on camera because this is just too good an opportunity. Oh yeah, can you put your hands up or thumbs up for me?
It's sliding down.
Yeah, so this is made from
foam.
This is
Yeah.
made from foam, very
Foam,
light
yeah,
and durable.
Yeah.
Obviously a lot less
Yeah,
expensive.
certainly I know this kind of a foam. We use them as well
That's
in
great.
costumes and stuff.
I know that Matt will be absolutely over the moon to know that
Thank
this...
you, Matt.
Yeah,
Thank you for this present.
yeah. I wonder if we are ready to do the final bit. Do you think that glue might be dry? I reckon so. Should we do the final bit of
Yeah,
modelling?
yeah.
And then we can wrap up this interview and then maybe we get some lunch. Okay, so we're back. We've got all of our glue and our flockings dry, and it's actually looking fantastic. It's pretty
Yeah.
amazing how quickly a lump of white foam can transform into something that looks...
Ta-da! We done it!
Here's one I made earlier.
Yep.
So I've been looking at this photograph for the last month and a half, preparing, and yeah, so we're going to place them quite close together because you guys were standing right beside each other, just like that.
Yeah.
And maybe do the other foot one more time a little bit. All right, so we get him into place first. I can
I've
sort
seen
out
people doing that on set, so I know.
Yeah, they do. So you already know a little bit about the crafting process anyway. So these edges, I can disguise any of the glue that spills out. We can just put a little bit of flocking there,
Okay,
and
okay,
that fixes that right in. And we're on to the final step. Now, we are going to leave this sitting here.
On the set side.
Just be aware that that's hot.
Hot.
And in the shot of you and Elijah standing on this hillside waiting for Gandalf, around the base of you guys, there's lots of lovely little white flowers.
Yeah.
And with that, this is something that terrain builders absolutely love, and also miniature painters, is
Wow.
these...
Well, they are very, very tiny.
Yeah, little grass tufts.
Grass
Now,
stuff.
there is basically no rhyme nor reason to how we're going to put this on, although what I would say is, from memory, basically around about here, there's a couple maybe in between the feet here and around there. So just, we're going to scatter some white flowers around here. I'll do this
You're going
side.
to use that?
No. So this is the amazing thing about these little grass tufts, is that they come on these peelable things, and that's all ready to go. So if I go like this, boom, done.
Right.
How easy is that?
So if I do that, and I can do that.
And you just place them where you think that they're going to look good. And and like maybe like a couple spread out, a couple clumped together. Try and make it as natural as you feel it would look.
Maybe I'm done something.
I had a little plaque made up for you. We're going to add a little bit of glue to it. So first, I'll just read it to you. It says, Elijah Wood and Kiran Shah, scale double, Lord of the Rings trilogy, 2001 to 2014.
Brilliant, thank you.
Okay, so do a blob there. Boom. We'll hold that there for a second. So and that basically brings this crafting interview session to an end. And just to say that it's been an absolute pleasure would be the understatement of the century. Kiran, it has been a great honour to have you here, mate, and I've just loved every minute of it.
Michael, I really had really good fun.
Yeah.
It was really good to talk to you, bringing the memories back of what I did on Lord of the Rings, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. I had really good fun doing this for you guys, and I hope you will love what we have been talking about, and that would be great. Have fun, enjoy life, and be good.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did making it. If you haven't had enough yet and you want to see more Kiran Shah doing hobbying and actually learning how to paint 10mm scale minis, we actually did a follow-on from this, and it's over on Hayden's channel, The Wizard's Brush, and we're painting up some Frodo models with Kiran, and it's a different sort of video, a lot more fun and relaxed, but you really enjoyed it. So check that out on The Wizard's Brush. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.